Now we are recording. All right, so we're going to dive right in. A couple things first. I do have a few slides I want to share with you really quick. I want to teach you guys a little bit about relationship marketing, which is what Teamzy is based on. Okay, so you need to understand that a little bit, and then we'll dive right into the software. So this is what I want to talk to you about first: how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. If you guys can take notes, do so, because I'm going to go through a lot of content quickly, but I want you guys to kind of get this. So relationship marketing. First, let me introduce myself better, I guess. My name is Eric Johnson, as I mentioned, CEO of Teamzy. And my background is actually in business coaching and development. I've been a professional consultant, 20 years, 19 years, almost 20. It'll be 20 this year. And my focus has been helping people build their business based on building relationships. I actually fell into direct sales by accident about 5 years ago. I found some products that really helped me. I was excited and was sharing them. And at the time, I'll be honest, I was really in a position to need a good side hustle. So my career as a consultant and coach was great. I had good income and things like that, but I was just feeling stuck. I was really stuck in that I was at the top of my career and I couldn't progress any further. The other issue that I had was that my favorite people, here's my family here. I never saw my favorite people. I was always working. I never saw these beautiful people. I just wasn't around them. I was always working. And so I thought, man, I just need to start something else on the side that could grow bigger than what I'm doing, that can help give me the flexibility to be with my family, right? And can kind of take away all this money worry that's going on in my life. And so I really took a good hard look at the network marketing opportunity. The challenge that I found was that I just didn't have enough time to build another business. I was fully busy already. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. I just didn't know when I would find the time. And so when I started really looking at it, going, okay, if I were to do this, how much time do I really need, or do I really have to spare? And I found that I had about an hour a day. And so I started looking for tools that would help me to leverage that 1 hour that I could squeeze out so that I could get done everything I needed to do. And so long story short, you guys, there was nothing out there. And so I put together a team of really smart people, and we built Teamzy because I figured, oh my gosh, everybody must need this, right? And so I had, at that time, I was building my own business. I knew about 25 other people at my level that were doing the business. And I sent them a text message and said, can you check out this thing I built? It's called Teamzy. Tell me what you think. And from there, it's just kind of grown exponentially in a crazy way. So just so you guys understand, in 4 years since we launched Teamzy, we've had more than 100,000 network marketers use Teamzy. Started from that text to 25 people. Also, we've got active users that using Teamzy. They're averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. So let me just say that again, because your jaw might have hit the floor. The people actively using Teamzy, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits to their team over 90 days. So if you guys just really pay attention tonight, I'm going to show you exactly what those people are doing to get results like that. Okay. So let's dive into this. What is relationship marketing? This is really important. This is really important because you have to have the right heart for this system I'm going to show you to work. Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It's not an abstract feel-good concept. It's a proven system we follow, always knowing what to do next. Okay, always knowing what to do next. And I just got to show you this to you guys because to give you an idea of relationship marketing. Look, I've got my Teamzy t-shirt on, and this is our motto: serve first. Serve first. And if that resonates with you, you're in the right place. All right, where did I go? Here I am. Okay. And always knowing what to do next is pretty cool too, isn't it? Yeah. All right, next thing about relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that helps you initiate consumer interest or inquiry into your business. That's what we need to do, right? You need to understand, as business owners, it's your job to pick a lead generation system for your business. Okay, here's a principle I want you guys to understand. You're in the lead generation business. That's what owners of businesses do, right? So here's a system that's based on relationships. You'll probably like it best. Next principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Okay? It's not about finding customers or finding people for your team. It's about building relationships, because each relationship will unlock dozens, maybe hundreds of opportunities for your business. We want to start thinking of relationships that way, okay? And what we do with our relationships is we turn them into advocates. We turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, so I just want you guys to get your head around this. Our business traditionally teaches you that you should just message everybody you know, right? Most of them will say no to you, and that's okay because you're just going to keep going, right? Till you get a yes. How many of you guys have been told this? Meanwhile, the people who say no, we throw them away like they're dead bodies over our shoulders. We move on. I want you guys to understand most rational people will say no at first, and that's fine. So we're going to invest in relationships. We're going to serve people and build relationships, because even people who aren't customers or don't want to join your team, they'll be advocates for you. As you invest in the relationship, they'll be advocates. They'll introduce other people to your business who they feel it's a good match for. That's what we want, an army of advocates. That's why this system I'm going to show you tonight works so amazingly well, okay? So we develop relationships. That's our number one thing, and we do it to build advocates. Next, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. And all of the things that you've ever felt maybe in the business that didn't quite feel right to you, or that people did to you that didn't quite feel right to you, you don't have to do any of that with relationship marketing. No icky stuff, okay? Because we're building trust. It's a totally different approach, okay? And here's the cool thing. Trust makes the work fun. If someone trusts you, you don't have to convince them or sell them. You can get right to helping them, right? Also, trust takes the ickiness out. You'll never come across as an icky salesperson when you're focused on building trust and you're not doing anything to violate your trust. And also, you get to go for yes. Instead of going for no's, which, by the way, no's don't get you closer to yeses. We invest in relationships and we go for yes over time. It's cool. So how do you build trust? Let me teach you real quick how to do it, and then we'll dive into Teamzy and I'll show you how to actually work the system, okay? There's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Here they are quickly, and then I'll explain them to you. Number 1 is chemistry, okay? Number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. Number 2 is character. Number 3 is competence, okay? Competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency, okay? Now, here's how we break these out. Number 1, chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay? What is it about you they can relate to? Look, the first thing you need to understand is that people don't want to do business with someone they don't like, right? And they prefer to do business with friends. So the first thing we need to do is build rapport, find our chemistry. What do we have in common with people? Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, let me just say it again. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. I want you guys to notice that character is not something you have. We think of character as something we have, don't we? Character is something you do. And it doesn't matter what your character has been up to this point, good or bad. It matters how you demonstrate care right now for people. And as a business owner, you need to demonstrate character 24/7. Everything you do in your life matters to whether or not someone wants to do business with you. It's not just during the business hours, right? It's how you care for your customers. Are you a professional? How do you follow up? Are you knowledgeable? All of these things, right? Demonstrate your character. But it's also, what kind of person are you? How are you posting on social media? Are you posting in a selfish way, or is it in a way that serves your audience? How do you drive your car? Are you a maniac on the roads? People know it. Are you considerate to other people? Does this make sense? Characters when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. People want to do business with somebody whose character they respect. True? So you have to be conscious of this. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. The first thing is, are you knowledgeable about your products? Do you understand them? Can you help me to solve the problems I have with your products? Are you knowledgeable enough about them? That's the first piece. Is, as a customer, I want to make sure you're competent. The second piece is, do I believe you could sponsor me and I could be successful on your team? Are you demonstrating to me that you're a business person that I would want to join? Right? So there's the 2 pieces of that. Now, look, here's the good news. If you don't feel like maybe you have that level of competence yet in either one, or maybe both, then that's your goal, is to attain that. Learn, become a sponge, get mentored, find out everything you can about everything that you're doing, about your business, your comp plan, your products, right? Learn about the business. But in the meantime, before you have that competence, what you need to be doing is demonstrating the competence of your team and your upline. Okay. Never pretend to be something you're not. People can smell that a million miles away. Remember, the screen is about building trust, right? So don't pretend to be something you're not. Lean into your upline. Tell people their story, how incredibly competent they are as you build yours. Make sense? But it is important. People need to know the competence is there before they'll join or purchase. Okay. So there's 3 of them here: chemistry, character, competence. There's a principle behind this, and then I'll dive into number 4. Here's the principle behind these. When someone's going to do business with you, they really only care about these 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Right? And when they know the answer to these questions is yes, you've got an advocate. An advocate, remember, is somebody who will bring multiple people to your business every year. And when they're not sure, they'll have objections. Have you guys had objections? Yeah, it's normal. Objections just mean your relationship isn't there yet. You haven't built the chemistry, the character. You haven't demonstrated enough character. You haven't shown them you're competent enough for them to have no objections. That's okay. You'll continue to build that relationship, right, over time. Number 4, let's talk about number 4. The most important way to build trust is consistency. Well, you knew that was important, right? Consistency. We need to be consistent if we want people to trust us, especially when it comes to building a business like this, when they've known us our whole lives. They've seen us with our pants on backwards, right? They need you to be consistency. I love this principle, though. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. In other words, by being consistent, you earn people's respect and eventually their trust. But also, people want to be around it. It draws people to you. It attracts them to your team. They'll want to join you because of your consistency over time. And people will want to stay on the team because of the culture of consistency that exists there. Have you guys noticed that? How many of you guys love being attached to the culture of the team? Yeah. So this is huge. Consistency is massive. All right, cool. So this is important because I know a lot of people are very consistent with with using their products, right? They're consistently product of the products. They're very consistent with posting their journey on social media and sharing. But are you consistent with relationships? This is the important question. Are you consistent with relationships? Okay, and are you as consistent about staying in touch with your relationships as you are about posting on social media or whatever? This is so important because, guys, the relationship building, it's a contact sport, which means you need to be in contact with people regularly if you want to have a relationship with them, right? If you were to hire me as a consultant, I would tell you that's the key to the business. Stay in touch with everybody you know often. But I know your time is scarce. That's why we built Teamzy, right? It makes it so easy. But here's the principle on this, and this is the big principle of the day. If you get nothing else from this call tonight, get this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Just really quick on this. And if you guys can turn on your cameras, if you're decent, turn them on for a second because I want to see your faces. How many of you have ever received a card from somebody, like a card or a letter from somebody that you love, and it had a handwritten message in it? And that message, when you read it, oh man, it just touched your heart. I mean, it was moving. Have you guys ever received anything like that? Hopefully everybody. Okay, if you've never received a card or letter like that, put your address in the chat so we can write you one, right? Because you need to have at least one. I always ask this question because what's interesting is everybody says, yes, I've received cards like this. Then the next question I ask is, did you keep it? Do you still have it somewhere? And what I found is no matter who I'm talking to, whatever group, whatever company, whatever country, everybody saves these special cards and letters. They keep them. They have a stash of them somewhere. You guys, is that true? And we keep them forever, right? A lot of times they're even treasured by our family when we're gone. I mean, most groups that I talk to, at least a few of them, have a letter or card that belonged to a loved one who's passed away. They've kept it. It's treasure. Okay, here's another example. This is, and can you guys see this? This is a happy birthday postcard that I received recently from my life insurance salesperson. Is it nice to get a little happy birthday postcard from your life insurance salesperson? It's nice, right? Does this get saved? Do you guys keep these things in your special spot? Do you think that when I'm gone, my son is going to use this as the marker in his Bible? Probably not, right? Oh, his dad was such a great guy. He got bulk mail from his life insurance guy, right? This is not kept. This is usually tossed right away. But what's the difference? I mean, it's a happy birthday card, right? Why is this not precious? Okay. So going back to the principle I just taught you, I want you guys to really understand this. If you want to deepen a relationship with somebody, you have to invest time and you have to connect with them. This required no investment of time, so it has no value. Furthermore, this is a bulk mailing. It is not a personal connection. This is not even to me. It doesn't even have my name on it. It just says, here's to another great year of you. I mean, it's not even mail merge to have my name. Okay. That's how impersonal this is. This has no value because it's not a personal connection and it required no investment of time. This is so important, you guys, because in our business, lots of people will try to sell you marketing plans that are automated. Automated. You just don't worry about a thing. It just happens. It just comes to you. And if that rings untrue, that's because people do not value anything they know. You're not actually investing time and you're not actually connecting with them. Does that make sense? Now, what we're going to do in Teamzy is I'm going to show you how you can easily connect with 20 or 30 people in less than 30 minutes a day. Personally connect and invest. Even though you're only investing a few seconds, it's enough to make people's day and to create energy and momentum in relationships. Does this make sense? Are you guys with me? Okay, great. Let's jump back in here. So this is all well and good, and I know that you know, you're still here, so this is resonating with you. These concepts, there's that principle again. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. The philosophy is one thing, but you got to have a system. You can't just have philosophy. You have to have a system that you can apply and follow and that you can duplicate with your team. You need a way to stay in contact with all of your relationships. Okay, know when you're going to contact them, know when you're not going to. In other words, not have to spend a lot of time planning, just be able to jump in and be on track. Know what you're going to say to people so you don't stare at the screen all day trying to figure out what to say and get nothing done. Have you guys that ever happened to you? That was me for a long time. I figured everything I'm teaching you tonight was figured out through massive trial and error, okay? And make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. The biggest problem in our industry is that we work so hard to create interest and then we let people fall through the cracks. Okay, so I'll show you tonight how not to do that. You need a system so that doesn't happen. All right, so let's dive out real quick and dive into Teamzy. Does that make sense though? Do you guys see kind of the underlying system of how we build relationships and why? All right, so let me show you the software. It's gonna blow your mind. All right, so that's Facebook. Here's Teamzy. All right, so Teamzy. First off, you go to teamzy.com and you can get a free trial for 30 days. We don't ask for your credit card or anything. Go use it for free for 30 days, okay? And you'll click on Start Trial, and you'll select Epicure and get the right version. It's customized for Epicure. How cool is that, okay? 30-day free trial. It's customized. It's going to be perfect. Okay, this is what it looks like when you first log in. We have a thing called the Setup Wizard. It helps you set up Teamzy, makes it as easy as possible, okay? So there's a little video from me. Let's skip it. All right, so the first real thing we're going to do in our setup wizard is we're going to set our income goal. How much would you like to be earning a year from now? Okay, so it kind of defaults here to 125. Now, I want you guys to notice something. You can move this ball up or down, okay? And as you move it, these circles have how many connects we're going to do each day with which group. So if I go high, I've got to do a lot of work each day, right? And if I go low, then I have a very modest amount of work to do each day. Now, I'm going to actually set my goal at 150, which was my goal. Okay, 150. And so you can see at 150, my goal daily is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 of my customers, and 4 of the consultants on my team each day. Okay, that's just so you guys know, if you think 150,000 is a lofty goal, that's 19 people a day. Okay, and I guarantee you that you can do that in less than 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes. When you really get cooking, you could do it in 15, but let's just say 30. Okay, let's hit continue. Next step here is to get all your contacts into Teamzy. So you're gonna get all your contacts into Teamzy. No more hunting down sticky notes or pads of paper you can't find people's information on it. Digging through your phone, wondering, where were they? Were they on Facebook? Were they in my texts? Who knows? Get them all into Teamzy so they're organized. There's not only will they all be organized and you'll always have access to them because they're in the cloud, but Teamzy does something really magical with that list of contacts, which I'll show you in a second. It actually organizes them in a way that you never wonder who to connect with, and nobody ever falls through the cracks. It's really cool. All right, so once you get everybody in there, you're going to get, first you're going to get your team imported, then your customers. You can import all your Facebook friends. You can get your Instagram followers, whatever. You can get all your contacts in Teamzy. Okay, these are little videos showing you how to do stuff. I'm going to skip that. So once you get everybody into Teamzy, you're ready to launch. Here's the Teamzy dashboard. Okay. And I'm just going to show you a couple things on this, and then we're going to dive in and we'll do a power hour together. I'll demonstrate it for you real quick, and then we'll do some questions. So just showing you this dashboard real quick. First, I want you to see where it says today's activities. These are the goals that for today based on our annual goal, our income goal. Okay, so again, my goal is to connect with 9 prospects. You can see I've done nothing, so it says 0. I need to connect with 6 customers and 4 consultants. So those are my connect goals. Now, just real quick, when I use the word connect, I don't mean vomiting about my business on them, sending them some cold invite to a party or something when I haven't talked to them since high school, right? Sending them a random video, though beautifully produced, about Epicure when, again, they don't even know who I am anymore because I haven't talked to them in so long. What I mean by connect is just reaching out to connect and make somebody's day. Okay. And I call it a make someone's day mindset. That's where I want you to live, just in the make someone's day mindset. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But first, we're just going to reach out to connect to make somebody's day. That's the first goal. So it's super easy. Okay. Okay. So we're going to connect with our prospects, our customers, and our consultants. I've also got a goal to share 3 times today. That's my minimum is 3 shares. So when I say share, just so you guys understand, that's when I'm sharing products or I'm sharing a business opportunity with them. Okay. A clear example of what that would look like is if you're doing a cooking class, that's going to be logged as a share for everybody present. Make sense? Right? Okay. There's obviously other ways where you'll share, but that would be a clear case. Like, when is a share? Well, that's a clear case. Everybody at the cooking class, you're going to log as a share. Okay. And then ads. This is just adding new people to Teamzy. You just want you guys to be in the goal of trying to think of who can I add to this list? Who can I put into Teamzy? Okay. First, you're going to be trying to remember everybody you know, and then you'll be meeting people and adding them. Meeting people online, meeting people in person, and adding them to Teamzy, keeping it fresh. Okay, so there's our today's activities. Now, as I do my activities, these circles will fill in. This kind of a visual cue that I've got some momentum going. I want you to just look a little farther down where it says power hour. Okay, so remember, Teamzy is based around the concept that you can get all your work done in less than an hour. It's called a power hour. It's an hour of focused time where you can crank all this stuff out. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys that usually it will take you quite a bit less than an hour to do it in Teamzy. Okay. Which frees up a little time to do some of the other things that you do outside of Teamzy. So just notice right here, you've got on the power hour, you've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, consultants, and follow-ups. Okay. So I've got 4 lists on the left. On the right-hand side, I log the conversation. I log the messages as I'm sending them so that it's all tracked automatically. Okay, how cool is that? And then Teamzy knows when you're supposed to connect again after you've tracked it. It's pretty neat, right? So I'll show you how to work that. Now, real quick, I just want you to notice one more thing before we dive into this. Notice that beside people's names, this little number. So this Christine's a 5 and Abba's a 3. That is our star rating system. We rate people on a 5-star scale, just like you would rate a hotel room. Okay? Except, just to clarify, we're not rating people. We're rating the quality of the relationship we've built with those people. All right. So you could have a 5-star person who's a 1-star in Teamzy because you don't have a relationship with them. Make sense? So what we want to do is we want to rate people on a 5-star scale, because what Teamzy does is it brings them up based on the rating and creates and prioritizes the list automatically for you. So the highest rated people will show up on your list first. You notice my 5-star people are at the top of my list. Okay, so at first it brings those people up first, and then it brings them back more often. So I just want to give you guys an example of how this works. Let me toggle over to the team page real quick. So Teamzy is a full CRM, which means all of your contacts are here. Look, everybody's in here. All their contact information's here. And you can see when I click on somebody, it opens up their rating, right? If I want to change it, I just click it and it's automatically done and saved, okay? So what these stars mean, I'll just give you quick definitions. A 5-star person, these are going to be your closest friends and family. The people you feel are most likely to join your team or become customers are 5 stars, okay? They're going to come up first, and then they come back automatically every 30 days. You don't have to set a follow-up or anything. Every 30 days, they come back up on the Teamzy dashboard. Connect with them, make their day. 4-star people are going to be people that you feel are warm. Like maybe they might join the business with a little bit of nurturing. They're your friends and family that have some trust for you, right? They're going to come up next, and they show up every 60 days. So after you've connected with them and reached out, they'll come back every 60 days. You stay in touch with them. 3-star people are going to, you don't really know. They could go either way. Like most of the people you know are probably 3 stars. You have no idea. The people on Facebook and Instagram that you don't know who they are, they're going to start as a 3-star. They're gonna show up every 90 days. Every 90 days, you're gonna get reminded just to stay in touch. So you're not becoming some weird creep. You're just staying in touch with people and building the relationship out. Does it make sense? 2 stars are gonna show up every 120 days. So the more stars, the hotter priority for Teamzy to cycle them through. Does this make sense? All right, so that's how that works. Now let me go back to the dashboard so we can do a power hour. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I hit the back button, sorry, on my browser. All right, let's just toggle through all this stuff. All right, so now I'm on my dashboard. We're ready to rock and roll. Here we go. We're ready to do our power hour. So first person on my list is Christine. I'm going to message her. Remember, my goal is just to make her day. So what am I going to say to her to do that? Okay, so when we launched Teamzy 4 years ago, we didn't help with what to say. We figured you already knew what to say. People were messaging me all the time. Eric, you did a call for my team. You made it sound so easy. How do I get your phrases and things like that? So we did build into Teamzy a full scripts library to help you. Okay, so you can just use these scripts. These scripts they were by trial and error created by me, and now they've been refined by our 100,000 users in Teamzy to be really honed in. These are not cheesy sales scripts. They're just connecting scripts, how to connect with people and get conversations started. So Christine comes up first. I'm going to go over here to scripts. See right here? Click on that. I'm going to message her on Facebook because she and I are Facebook buddies now. And so I'm going to click on Facebook to get some scripts. Now, I'm just going to take the first one off the top of the list for example. Here's how it reads. I don't know if you can see it on your screen. It reads, "Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome." Okay. So look, I'm going to copy that script. And then what I'm going to do is just paste it into Teamzy so I can edit it a little bit. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Right? So you could edit this a little bit if you want. I edited the name. Somebody messaged me today and said, I don't feel comfortable hoping people's day is awesome because there's so much stress right now with COVID-19 and all this stuff. And I don't know. I personally feel like it's the best time in the world to wish somebody an awesome day. Right? And you'd be surprised how this will blow people's minds right now to get a message like that from somebody like, oh, thanks. Thanks for wishing that. You're so nice. Oh, you know what else? I like emojis. I don't know if you guys are emoji freaks, but I got to put a couple of emojis in my message. So now I've got this message just the way I want it. Okay. Again, you can edit it a little. If you would never say the word awesome, say, I hope you're having a great day, whatever. Don't overthink it though. Don't spend too much time. So now that I've got it the way I want it, I'm going to actually copy this and go send it to her on Facebook. I've got that open right here in a separate screen. There she is. Okay, great. So let's send her a message. I'm just paste that right in there. It's ready to go. Click send. Done. So now toggle back to Teamzy, and I'm just going to log that in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message. See, and you can log any kind of communication. See, there's a whole bunch of choices. And see the blue button where it says log connect? When I click that, it's logged. It's logged. Now notice that she's now gone off my list and my list has moved up. Since she's a 5-star, if she doesn't respond, maybe let's say she doesn't respond, in 30 days, I'll get a reminder to message her again. Okay. And now look at this. One is done and the blue circle's filling in. The next person on my list is Jay. Let's use that same script. It's still on my clipboard. Just paste it in there and change the name. Now I already have my emojis in there just the way I want it. So I'm even faster the second time around. And I'm going to go send that to her on Facebook. Again, I'm using Facebook as my sample. I really like messaging people on Facebook. I think I get really good results, but however you connect with people, text message, Facebook, whatever. There's Jay. Let's send her the same message. Do you guys see how easy this is? Oh my gosh, so easy. So I'm sending her this quick message. Boom, done. That's sent. Again, we're going to log it in Teamzy. And we're just going to keep working our way down. So you can see now it's 2 done. That circle's filling in. So my goal is 9 prospects. When I complete 9 messages outgoing, This circle will be all the way blue. That's my visual cue that I'm done connecting with prospects today. And I can go to my next list, which is customers. Okay. So then I'm going to start connecting with my customers. Now, just for clarity, I believe a customer's for life. So anyone who's ever ordered something from you is a customer. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's been a while. If they've ever ordered from you, they're a customer. And I want to tell you that somebody who bought something from you 3 years ago is worth more than 100 strangers you could meet on Instagram today. This is somebody who already trusts you enough to have purchased something. Okay. So we're going to stay in touch with our customers the same way. Don't overthink it. Don't be weird about it. Just messaging people to make their day. Kathy comes up. I'll go to my scripts and I'll grab a great script to message her. Okay. Here's a good one. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the product? So what are the products they're using? Ask them. How are you enjoying it? Please send me an update and let me know how I can be of help. Okay. See how this is? How it's just kind of like making sure they're getting some good use out of it. Like, so if I wanted to use that one, I could copy it. I like this one. This is my favorite one for customers. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Okay, so let's use that one. So look, so I'm going to paste that in here the same way. Okay, change the name. Now you don't have to, you can skip this step of pasting it in Teamzy. I used to just go straight to Facebook or text or whatever and paste it. But there is a chance you could send it with the wrong name that way. So I just do this extra step just to kind of a safeguard. So the same thing, I've got this the way I want it. Then what I'll do is now that I've got it the way I want it in Teamzy, I'll copy it and go send it to her, right? Whether it's text or Facebook or whatever, and then log it in Teamzy. So I'm going to go down now my customers the same way. My goal is 6 customers. I'm just going to send messages to my customers. Okay. Now, when you message customers, it doesn't have to be about making a purchase or about a sale, or you can do those things, but just stay in touch with them. Just stay in touch with them. Now, real quick on this, you guys just need to understand this is kind of a magical part of the business. When you're in regular contact with customers, just being in regular contact, a couple of magical things happen. One is they will order more product and they will retain longer as a customer. Anybody up for that with everybody? Yeah. So they retain more. This is a statistical fact, by the way. I'm not making this up. Look it up. Companies that are in regular contact with customers, they get more products ordered and they retain longer. Now, the second piece is, and this is the part I love, is that when you're building this business, it's a lot of work to get started, right? You're building relationships. You're trying to build a team. It's a lot of work. And in the process, you create a lot of customers. The very first thing I taught you guys tonight is we're in the advocate building business. Here's what I want you guys to know. Over time, that customer list will create all of your new introductions for you. After you've been in this business 5 years, if you're working this system, let's say, I'm just picking a number, but typically it's probably true at about 5 years. You don't really need to go prospecting on Instagram or online, or you don't really need to do that. You can just continue to connect with your customers and they will introduce you to people. They will introduce you to new people. And once you've built that customer list, it's amazing how that works. So I want you guys, don't neglect your customers. Just stay in touch with them. Okay. If you have a customer who loves what's happening, they love the products, you just need to ask them, hey, I know you've probably talked to friends or family about Epicure, because that's what people do when they love something, right? I know you've probably already talked to friends and family about Epicure. And before I get too busy this month, I just wanted to know, is there anybody you care about that needs to get more information? Because honestly, you're like my favorite customer and I just want more people like you. And I'm sure, and I want to make sure that your people are taken care of. Okay. Right? I know Christine's looking at me like, did we record that? That sounded too easy. It's really that you just got to get comfortable with that, with knowing that people who love the products are talking about them. And here's another statistic. I don't know if you guys know this. 82% of people say they make their purchasing decision based on the recommendation of a friend. That rings true, right? So your customers are talking to their friends. They're 82% of them would make a decision based on that. The question is, are you getting introduced to those people? And if you're not getting introduced to those people, it's probably because you're not in regular contact with customers and you're not asking your customers to introduce you. Okay, so you need both. I just showed you though, Teamzy makes it so incredibly easy to stay in touch with customers. You just stay in touch with them. Okay, just use my scripts until you get comfortable. People are always like, well, what happens when I go through my whole thing and I've gone through all your scripts? I'm like, by then you should be really good at it. right? Once you've gone through your whole list with all my scripts, by then you'll be able to do your own thing. You'll be good. Okay. So once I've connected with my customers, however many was my goal, I'm going to keep going down my list until I'm done. That will turn pink and I'm done with customers. And then I'll connect with my team, with my consultants on my team. Same reason. Connecting, building trust, building relationship, right? Just letting people know, hey, I was thinking about you. Is there anything you need? How's everything going? I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay? Whatever. Connecting with your team to make their day. That's why we called it Teamzy, by the way, because if you can't build the relationships with your team, the business isn't going anywhere, right? It's about building the team first. So prospects, customers, consultants, the first half of your power hour is just sending those messages out. Now, couple pro tips. People will respond right away. And I don't want you to run off and have the conversation back and forth until you're done with all the outgoing messages, because you could get distracted. So just stay focused and get all your outgoing messages done. And then you'll set aside a little time to have the conversations with people after you've got them all done. The second half of the power hour is follow-ups. Okay. Now, when I get to my follow-ups list, you'll see there's nobody on it. That's because you have to put people on the follow-ups list in Teamzy. So Teamzy keeps you in contact with everybody you know on a regular basis. The follow-ups list is where we put people after we've shared the products with them or shared the business opportunity with them. Follow-ups are interested people, not just people, everyone, right? They're the people who are interested. So that becomes your like hot pipeline for people who are interested. So let me just show you how I would do that. So I messaged Christine early on in my power hour. She responds, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. What a nice message. Especially needed it today because we're super stressed out, right? Is everyone stressed out a little bit? Yeah, I'd say so. I would definitely say so. So, so now we're just kind of chatting, and my goal and that makes someone's day connect is just to start a conversation. So I'm going to ask her, well, what's going on? How are you guys doing? And just try to have a conversation. If I haven't talked to her since high school, I'm going to ask her, how's your life been since high school? Oh my gosh, send me an update. Tell me what you've been up to. I'm sorry that we lost touch. And so she's going to tell me about what's going on in her life, which people do. And now I'm going to tell her what's going on in my life. True. It's just a normal conversation, but this is the most beautiful and organic way to talk about your business, because when you're talking, she's telling me about her life and I'm telling her about my life. It's totally a non-threatening thing for me to talk about. Oh, and I started my own business. Right? So tell me about work. Okay. Well, how about you? I don't know if I told you this, but I started my own business. I actually work from home now. It's pretty cool. So luckily for us, I feel, and this is true, probably true of you guys too. I feel blessed today that I get to work from home. My kids are home from school. School's canceled, probably is where you are too. There's no school. Kids are home. I work from home. So I'm here with my family. We just got actually, while I was on this call, I just got the message from our local government that everything's closed now. So there's no bars, there's no restaurants, takeout only. So this stuff's all happening. And I feel incredibly blessed to have a home-based business. It's pretty cool because not only do I get to be home with my family, but now I get to continue earning income through the next couple of weeks, when I know a lot of people are in a situation where they won't be earning income. Right? So this is a very real conversation I'm having with you, and I'm doing it right now to model for you guys what kind of conversation you could be having with people right now. Does it make sense? So you're just telling people, well, this is what's going on in my life. It was really cool because 5 years ago I started my own business. First, it was just because I found I was really passionate about helping people with this problem. Right? So what's your problem? Helping busy moms figure out how to get healthy meals on the table for their kids, for example, could be one thing that you might be passionate about, right? So what is it that what is it that you do specifically, and why are you passionate about it? And why is it's been so awesome for you in so many ways? Maybe it hasn't yet. Maybe you're brand new and you're just like looking forward to it. That's okay. Talk about that too. But the point is, it's just a normal conversation about what you do and why you're passionate about it. Here's what happens when you share your business this way. Every single person, I've never found somebody that was a big enough jerk to not respond this way. Every single person's like, wow, good for you. That's great. I'm happy for you. Is that different maybe than everyone has responded when you told them you started your own business and it's home-based, right? So this is an approach to help you talk about your business with people that's not threatening them in any way. and it's just sharing your passion. Here's what I'm doing. This is exciting for me, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, that's really cool. The first mission is for everybody in your life to know what you're doing and why it's awesome. Okay. They don't have to be buying at this point. The first thing we wanted to do is they all know what you're doing and why it's so cool. Okay. So here's what happens. We're just having a conversation with Christine. And if I feel her being enthusiastic about it, oh, that's great. Good for you. You know, I'm just going to ask her, hey, would you like to learn more? I know I'm this big on your screen, but my face is doing the duh face, like, duh, would you like to learn more about it? That's all. If you guys are having an event, invite them. Oh, I do cooking classes about it all the time. If you're interested, I can even do it in your own home. I know you probably don't want to leave the house right now, want to keep it small, but right? So are you guys tracking with me? Simple. Just ask them if they'd be interested in learning more about it. Great. And if she says, yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious. Great, perfect. Now I'm going to invite her to something to go deeper. Maybe I'm going to invite her to a cooking class. Maybe I'm going to do something virtual right now because nobody wants to leave their home. Maybe I'll do a live Facebook event and invite people to watch, right? And then stick food in my kid's mouth and tell them to go for the camera, right? I don't know. Are you guys planning stuff like that? Maybe. You guys get the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now invite her to something where I have an opportunity to share with her, because she's shown some interest. So what I'll do is, let's say we do that, we do an online thing or whatever. And how do I log it in Teamzy? Let me just show you this real quick. And then if you have some questions, I'll answer them, because I know I'm getting towards the end. You guys need to go to bed. So first off, she's no longer on my power hour, right? Because I already connected with her. So I'm going to look her up in this lookup bar. See the lookup bar at the top? I'm just going to look her up there. And that brings me to her full contact record inside Teamzy. So I can do anything I want on her record there. I can log anything. I'll open up this connect box. So let's say we did an event, and I've got my notes from our convos, right? And so at the event, obviously we shared the business with her and the product. So I'm going to click on share. See right here on the bottom left? So I'm logging. So people always go, what do I log if I shared both? And I always say business opportunity, right? So I'm going to log this as a business opportunity share. And so I want you to notice something. When I clicked on that share that it was business opportunity, it immediately activated the follow-up. See that little yellow calendar? It immediately activated the follow-up and put it on my follow-ups list. Now it defaults to 2 days, but let's say you can set it for any day in the future you want. I'm going to set it for tomorrow though. So today we had our party. It was great. We shared the business with her. Great. You know, she wants to talk to her spouse before joining the business. No problem. And so I'm setting a follow-up for tomorrow. Okay. So I'll log that. So now that I've logged it, it's now put her on my follow-ups list. Now just check this out. On the dashboard, it logged a share. So one of my 3 shares is done. So it's logged. Okay. And when I go to my follow-ups list, there she is, due tomorrow. Okay, so let me just kind of show you how to do this really quick. So tomorrow, when I do my power hour, I'm going to do exactly like I showed you today. We're going to connect with our prospects, the next 9, then my customers, the next 6, then my consultants, the next 4. Remember, that's based on my goal. Your numbers might be different. Then I'm going to see who's due on my follow-ups list. Christine will be due for a follow-up, so I'll send her one. And again, it works just like a connect. Let me show you how to do it. First off, I'll go to scripts and get one of the follow-up scripts. No thinking required. Follow-up number 1, here it is. Here's how it reads. It reads, hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Simple, easy, super effective script. Copy that. And so I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to put the right name. Okay. Put my emoji. You get the idea. All right. So now I've got this just the way I want it. I'm going to actually go send her the follow-up. No, a lot of Christines. Okay. Send her this message. My follow-up message is sent. Toggle back to Teamzy. So now when I log this, pay attention, this part's important. I want to set a new follow-up to keep her on my follow-ups list. So let's say I'll follow up now 2 days from now. And you can leave yourself a note to remind yourself what you're following up about. And I'm just going to put that I'm going to send her a follow-up number 2 and then log it. Okay. So the goal on the follow-ups is keep them on your follow-ups list. Okay. Now, this is the part where people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I just want you guys to understand, if you want this to work, you keep them on your follow-ups list forever if you need to. Once they've shown interest and you've shared, they stay on your follow-ups list. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay, 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Now picture this, and I bet you guys have been through this. Somebody's really interested. They're excited, right? And then you follow up and they don't respond. And so you follow up again a little while later and they still don't respond. And then you follow up again and there's nothing, just crickets. Has this ever happened? It happens 80% of the time. Now, most people in our business, after about 3 follow-ups, maybe 4, they stop following up. I guess they're not interested. I'm here to tell you that 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So those people that you thought were not interested probably were. Okay? But you gave up on them and sent them the message you don't care about them. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Following up is really the only tool we have to move this business forward. The products don't matter until they get them. The business plan doesn't matter if they never sign up. The follow-up is how we help people. And so I want you guys to understand this concept. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. We think of it as bugging people, but it's an act of love. Now, I'll teach you how to do it without being annoying so that nobody's ever bugged. Okay, and I'm going to teach you that really quick. But I don't care if you follow up with somebody 600 times. If you do it the way I show you right now, they're going to thank you for it. They're going to feel loved and appreciated by it. Okay, and they won't be bothered by you. Here's how to do it. There's 2 principles. First off, in Teamzy, there are 10 follow-up scripts and they are numbered in order. Just use them. They follow these principles already. But the 2 principles for not being annoying when you follow up is, number 1, when you follow up with somebody, don't ask anything of them. Don't ask them to do anything. They don't have to call you. They don't have to text you. They don't have to respond in any way. Don't ask anything of them, okay? Number 2, when you're following up with them, they must be able to read your message quickly without opening it. So it needs to be short enough that they can read the whole thing without opening it. And it has to be able to be read, because there's nothing more annoying than getting a voice message at a time that you can't listen to it, okay? So did you get that? Short and sweet. Why? Because 90% of them will not even open your message. They won't even open it. Why do people not open a message? What jerks? How many of you guys do this? We don't open it because we know we can't respond right now. And if we open it, we do look like jerks because now we've read it and we've not responded. So people will say, I'm going to respond to this later, but I do want to know what it says. Like, we want to know what it says so bad, right? So we'll look at our phone and we'll read it on the message, on the notification. Here's what I want you guys to understand. People are just busy. That your message comes through while they're in the middle of something and they look at it and they get it. That's all that matters. For a brief second, they've reconnected to you, to the conversation, to the party, everything, right? But then their life goes on. They forget about it. You message them a few days later. Oh, this keeps you top of mind without being annoying. Does this make sense? And then what happens is, over time, you will get a response. Usually it's like 6 or 7 follow-ups in, long after you would have given up. You'll get a response like this. I'm so sorry I haven't responded to any of your messages. Thank you so much for staying in touch. And then they'll give you all the reasons why they haven't, all the excuses, right? I don't know. There was a pandemic. There was, who knows? There's all kinds of stuff happening, right? Why people might not be responding. Just keep lovingly staying connected with them. And let me show you how this works, how you build a consistent business. Remember those results, those average results, 21 customers and 9 recruits over 90 days? Here's how it works. You're connecting with people, having conversations. When they're interested, you put them on that follow-ups list. Every single month, as you stay continually following up with people when they're due, people will come off the follow-ups list. They'll purchase, they'll join the business. Consistently. Does this make sense? And as you're doing it, as you're building people, and as you're modeling how to follow up and how to love people through the process, they will feel really comfortable introducing you to friends and family. And then that number grows and grows and grows. Does this make sense? Works like a charm. Again, we've got a customized version of Teamzy here. Let me just give you a couple action steps. And then if you guys have questions, Be happy to have you ask them. You'll just have to unmute your microphones and ask away. I'll be happy to answer them. Let me just give you your action steps real quick. First up, like I said, go to teamzy.com, get your 30-day free trial started. Anyone that's on the team that's not here, let them know, get the 30-day free trial started. It's a no-brainer, okay? It's free, all right? After 30 days, Teamzy's $29.99 US per month. It's less than $1 a day to have everything in your business planned for you, right? Plus you get to write it off your taxes anyways. It doesn't even matter. Okay, we are US, so it is in US dollars. So you guys, most of you think are in Canada, so you're just gonna see each month, it'll just be slightly different based on that month's exchange. All right. So again, get your 30-day free trial. If you're in the free trial, you can set up your subscription at any time because you won't miss a beat that way. You'll still get that first month free. I also recommend that you get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you, somebody to hold you accountable, right? Probably everybody that sees this video will want to go out and get a free trial, right? But you'll probably be like me and log in 2 or 3 times and not do much with it. But if you get a success partner for 30 days, hold each other accountable, could be the best month of your business ever. What I recommend you do is each day when you complete your Teamzy action steps, you screenshot it and send it over to your partner, okay? Just screenshot it, send it over to them. That's like a little kick in the butt when you haven't done anything. You get this message that your partner's done. Super annoying, but motivating, right? And that's what it's all about. And so you hold each other accountable to that, and it works great. By the way, groups of 3 work really well too. 2 or 3. I like 3 even better, because that way when somebody disappears, there's still some action going on. Final action step. I'm going to give you my 5-day challenge. I challenge you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row. Okay, 5 days in a row, and just connect with 20 people a day over those 5 days. That's 100 people in 5 days. Why do I want you to do this? Because it's going to absolutely blow your mind, and it will change the way you think about your business forever. Because if you connect with 100 people in 5 days, you will never believe the story that I can't get anything going in my business, or people never respond, or how do I move this? I've tapped out my warm market. Like all of those stories you've told, you won't ever believe it, because you'll be amazed at how many conversations you start in 5 days. Probably you'll be overwhelmed with them. Okay, which is good. I want you to be overwhelmed with them. I want you to understand you could overwhelm yourself with activity really quickly in this business just by taking action and connecting on the make someone's day mindset rather than like, what can I get from you mindset? Does that make sense? Okay, you got the action steps. So now if you guys have, let me just show you how to finish off Christine as a team member in Teamzy. In the meantime, if you have questions, unmute, prepare to ask them. I'll be happy to do it. But here's what happens when I'm following up for months now, chasing down Christine, and she finally signs up. So again, I'm going to go to her record in Teamzy, and I'm going to log the sale. See where it says sale? Just click on it, sale type. And I'm going to click on business kit, because now she's come on. She's smart. She came on as a consultant, and I'm going to just save that. All right. It doesn't matter commissions or anything like that here. That's all in your back office. All that Teamzy needs to know is that you logged a sale based on all that activity you did with her. Okay. And then what I would do on the tags is I would tag the specific products that she's using as tags. That way you have a record of what she's using, right? And then right here where it says member type, she was a prospect. Now I'm going to just click on consultant, personally sponsored. So now I've moved her over in the system to the correct category. If she bought something retail only, then I would just click on customer. That would move her to my customers list. Make sense? All right, cool. Hopefully that was helpful. I know it was like drinking water through a fire hose, because I wanted to get just everything to you guys as, as much as I could in an hour. But do you guys have any questions? Have any questions come up during the call that you want to ask?
I just have one, and it's about the emails, because I'm seeing that when we do scripts, I think I saw emails somewhere. So can we send an email directly from Teamzy, or is it a copy paste like you're doing on Facebook?
You can send an email directly if you have a Gmail.
Okay.
And so here's one thing that I didn't get into this in the thing, but one of the things that I found most helpful, you can create your own scripts in Teamzy. So all the emails that you send somebody to follow up with, you can save them as scripts in Teamzy. So let me just give you guys a case on this. Christine and I bump into each other. We're having a conversation. She's been following me on social media and like, tell me about this thing you're doing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And she's like, I saw you cooking the other day on Instagram, and like, I want to get this whatever package. Okay, great. Let me send you the information on it so you can order it and everything about it. So I would already have an email that has that stuff all linked, saved as a script. So I would pull out my phone right then and be like, I'm going to send you the email right now with the purchasing links. Did you get them? So I'd be able to pull her up in Teamzy, go to my scripts, and then I would have scripts that were titled with all the different product lines ready to go. So that's one thing that I did in my business. People were like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. How did you do that so efficiently? Because I had them saved as scripts. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, you know, I realize that what I'm teaching kind of turns on its head a lot of what has been taught out there. And when I first, because my experience is in helping people build relationship-based businesses, not from direct sales. So when I first came into the direct sales world, I remember, so just to give you guys a little bit of my background, I was a Beachbody coach. Have you guys heard of Beachbody? So I did Beachbody for a while, and I didn't have any clue what I was doing as far as how the business model worked. But I ranked up pretty quickly to the point where my first month I got a call from corporate, and they said, "Hey, you're doing great. We're going to put you in a group with 20 other people from your region who are at your rank, and you now have a salesperson from corporate assigned to you to help you build a business." I said, "Oh, this is cool." So I got on this Zoom call with these people who all I felt like were way more experienced than me, right? They'd all been doing it for a year or two or longer. And he said, I want you all to teach on one of these topics. And I drew the short straw. I had to teach on recruiting. Nobody wanted to teach that one, right? So I had to do a teach on recruiting. This is kind of a funny story. So basically what I taught was a very rudimentary version of what I taught you guys tonight, because I didn't have Teamzy yet. It was just an idea in a notebook, but it was based on how to build relationships. And they're like, well, how would you recruit? And I said, well, the way I would recruit is by talking to my customers and getting introduced to their friends. And they're like, what? And so I went through the methodology of how I would ask people to introduce me and get introduced, and how I honor the introduction and how I build that out. Basically what I've taught real estate agents and mortgage professionals and doctors and attorneys and everybody that I've ever coached in their business, what I've taught them to do, I taught them to do here. And they thought I was a complete nut and alien. They were like, that's the weirdest thing ever. Why would anybody build a business that way? I'm like, this is the way business is built outside of direct sales. Does that make sense? So again, when it came to selling, the sale was made before you knew anything about Beachbody, right? Because I'm talking to you and finding out what your problems are and helping you solve your problems. And so, like, for example, they were like, here's a video that you can send to people to get them interested. I'm like, no, I send them the video after they've sent me their credit card number. Now that you've purchased, here's a video about the product you just bought, right? And so it's just kind of a different way of doing it. It's about building trust, finding out problems, helping people solve their problems. And like I said, 82% of people make a decision based on the recommendation of a friend. Here's a great solution to your problem. You should try this. Oh yeah, I'm really interested in trying that. I'll send you the information. You've got it saved in your phone as a script. Fire it off to them. Okay. Cool.
Love it. Yeah. Giving me ideas for emails.
Basically, all the emails that you've created for people in the past, you save those, just grab them, copy them, and save them as a script. Exactly. And then you can just change the name on them. It just saves you a lot of time.
Yeah, no,
any other questions?
I'm good. I'm just loving it right now. It's really got me focused.
Well, I'm glad. And again, I will get this recording uploaded and sent over to you so you can share it with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I know. I will for sure. It's quite a chaos right now, so everyone's all over the place. So
it's chaotic right now because there's a lot of fear and worry. It's also the best time for us to be building a business.
Yeah, and for us, sharing healthy meals instead of canned food is the best time to share this amazing products we have. So
for sure. Okay, well, have an awesome night. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks again for taking the time for us.
God bless you guys. We'll talk to you soon.